Alright, Dick, so here's the first swings today. Remember, the old is gold, the new is blue. With the iron from face on and down the line. And then the driver swing, we saw that there was really no difference in the driver swing from the iron swing. They're both essentially the same. The country song says, wherever you go, there you are. Take my golf swing with me. So yeah, it's pretty, occasionally, about 5 or 10% of the time there might be some difference. The only difference we saw there was interesting, the shaft was a little different in the follow through between the driver and the iron, but essentially they were similar in those canceritic points, if that's a word, those cancer type points. So when we look at that iron, the main thing I'm saying that's different than the tour players, and that is more the cancer, the most significant thing is the way that club head's above the line on the downswing, right there, instead of being on that line. And that's why you hit it both ways. I'm sure you well know the good players hit it one way. They'll curve it the other way if they really need to, around a hood dog leg or something like that. But you see those arms are extended, you're above the line, then on the line with your club head. That club shaft is low through the middle of your torso, and then that left elbow kind of shows up low on your side. Instead of for them, when it shows up, it's up off their side, extended out in front of them much more. So, and again, any tour player we look at, we'd see that being the case. So I'm saying the cancer is that downswing plane. The very first swing you tried it, the medicine I gave you was to feel like you're swinging out to the woods out to the right, and that looks a whole lot better than this. And then above it after impact nicely, and then now more through the top of your left shoulder with no left arm showing instead of that. And then when we put the ball there, very first swing, you said you felt like you did it, but you were still above the line more than we'd really want. And the next swing, I think is the one you nailed it. Nope, that was worse. That's where you were trying to do the golf medicine up here at the top, some Golf Digest tip about Ernie Els or something. And then I said, man, just keep your mind on that swing to the woods out to the right. That was a little bit better. And then this one got the best, I think. And again, I think this is where you might have turned the ball right before this one. So sure enough, that's what you're after. And that, I remember I told you I love that ball flight because it started real strong to the right. And again, that looks quite a bit different there. The old gold versus the new blue. And then this last one, you'd hit about 15 balls, and this last one wasn't very good on the video at all. Yeah, so this is the one here you definitely want to be remembering. And remember, the medicine was some combination of the three medicines that were in your head, where the one I told you was to swing to those woods out to the right, and the two you had were to hit the inside part of the ball and to turn that range ball this way. And again, like I told you, the way I'm into it is like, hey, if that works for you, that's fine. You don't have to use the exact same words I'm using. In fact, instead of you trying to memorize my words, I'm more interested and more helpful for you, I think, if I memorize your words. If that's the way you describe it, and we see it better on the video, better ball flight, and the old guy says, yeah, based on everything we've ever seen, that's a beautiful medicine, then keep using it. That's your particular morphine. Okay? All right, man, we'll stop there. And again, a big part of what this went to, I'll mention this to you also, is that remember, any tour player we look at, you're going to see that same good downswing plane. Any tour player we look at, I'll just give you a bunch of them here so you can look back at them in slow motion when you're watching the review here. Yep. That whole thing, remember I said a big part of that downswing getting better is concentrating on it for some period of time before you can begin to worry about what your path of your backswing is. And the rich young man here is beautifully an example of that. Let's see. Ooh, I think I'll show you a classic one here. A little fun one here. Yeah. Well, doggone it, I can't find the one I was going to show you. Oh well. But I could show you a bunch of different tour players that take it back all different ways. Yeah, exactly. So what I'm going to tell you is, unlike most instructors, 95% of instructors that'll sit there and say that backswing is so important, and you can't make a good downswing unless you make a good backswing. You know, a million tour players I can show you that doesn't hold water. That statement is not a fact. Now, for an individual, it may be. Like I said, Mike Rear, somebody who's really good in that backswing. And believe me, there have been a million tour players. That's been a great medicine for them. They have to get there. But again, those famous guys hanging with tour players all day long, they're given that's the right medicine for those guys at that time in their life in that dosage. But you getting more serious about it now, I'm saying just keep your mind on that downswing for some period of time. We'll decide when we might need to work on the backswing. All right. Great work there, man. Any other questions, thoughts, observations? Yeah, after I get back to the remote office. And link up to the internet, and it gets sent to you then. So probably later tonight is when I'll get to you.